I'm glad that they did not call a foul on that Tim Hardaway shot in the end on Josh Hart. I'm glad. I don't know what it is. I'm in the minority where this is concerned. I know. I don't want to see games determined by free throws after regulation ends. It's weird. I don't like it. It's icky. It's soft. Sue me. And let me tell you right now, this video, a little disclaimer here. I'm going to be having a whole lot of unpopular opinions. You may get a little triggered. I'm just breaking balls. I'm kidding around. But I'm kind of not kidding around. Honestly. Now, was that a foul? Yes. Technically, yes. Yes, it was a foul. But it's the Knicks Pistons. What are we doing here? It's supposed to be ugly. It's supposed to be dirty. Pistons fans, really? That little minimal contact, that little nonsense to end with free throws, and that's how you're going to win the game? Come on. And Knicks fans, you're not getting off easy because you know damn well if the tables were turned, whoever, Cade Cunningham fouled Josh Hart in a situation like that, if Josh was shooting that same exact three. My point is, if the tables were turned, and you didn't get that call, you guys would have been rioting in the streets too. So you're not off the hook either. And let me tell you, just to tell you I'm being fair, as you guys know, I'm a miserable, depressed Miami Heat fan. Thank you to the Cavs for putting us out of our misery. Jimmy Butler has found his joy again.
I got my joy back, as some would say. But more than anything, it's always good to win.
And the basketball gods are clearly punishing the Blazers, the Bucks, and the Miami Heat. They deserve it for interfering with basketball destiny and not making the Damian Lillard trade happen to the Miami Heat. They deserve the hell that they're living in. I'm very happy for Jimmy Butler. Hypothetically, if that was Tyler Hero in the same position as Tim Hardaway was in, I wouldn't want that to be a foul either. I don't want to win a game like that. You know what I would have said? I would have said, hey, maybe we should have closed that game out better. And to take it a step even further, last night, Warriors-Rockets, Dillon Brooks getting called for a foul on that Jimmy Butler three. I'm sorry. I don't think that should be considered a foul. I'm a big Jimmy Butler guy. Look at my previous videos. I'm a big Jimmy Butler guy. I don't think that should be a foul. That little bit of nonsense on his hip, and Pistons fans, oh my God, they must have saw that, and they see that was a foul, but then they didn't get a foul. Tim Hardaway, that must have made their heads explode. I'm going to go on a tangent here. I love when Jimmy chased down Dillon Brooks and just mauled him, and I was like, oh, that's definitely going to be a flagrant. Nope. Wasn't even reviewed. And then Dillon Brooks missed both free throws. By the way, Houston Rockets, how about you guys learn how to make your free throws? 61%? Were you 19 for 31? You're professional basketball players. Learn how to make your friggin' free throws. Jesus. I mean, you can blindfold me and I'll go 60%. God. And I have no dog in this fight. All I care is that whoever comes out of that Pistons and Knicks series, all I want is for them to give the Celtics hell. I love the Pistons. I love the Knicks, the history of these two teams, but I don't like all the whining I'm seeing from the fan bases. It's too much whining. Yes, there's fouls. Yes, both teams are going to get away with a lot of fouls. That's basketball. That's Eastern Conference basketball. That's playoff basketball. That's supposed to be Knicks-Pistons basketball. When I was a Knicks fan growing up, yes, I was a Knicks fan growing up. Haven't been a Knicks fan since like 2000. I'm such a Knicks fan that I own a Glenn Rice Knicks jersey, okay? Knicks fans, I know who Dave DeBusschere is. Do you know who Dave DeBusschere is? I doubt it. I was a diehard Knicks fan, but I love the Pistons. Pistons fans, you guys have the lineage of Bill Laimbeer, Isaiah, Dennis Rodman, the great Joe Dumars, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace, The Mask, Rip Hamilton, all those guys. Tough, hard nose. And I see all this whining. You want to win a game on that little goofy, little minimal contact like that? And Knicks fans, I see too much complaining about you. We got fouls, no, foul. I grew up watching Anthony Mason and Charles Oakley, Patrick Ewing, all those guys. Toughen up. All this whining about foul, who's getting fouled, who's not getting calls, all this. Get more pissed off and play harder. Pistons, you're mad about that game? Stop blowing leads. Learn how to close out a goddamn game. And I respect the hell out of that team. How that last season went and how this season is going, my hats are off to the Pistons. But you guys got to learn how to close out games, man. You got cooked by Jalen Brunson in that fourth quarter. Cat killed you. You had too many goddamn turnovers. Learn how to close out games. And I don't want to hear either side complaining because I've seen shenanigans on both sides. I've seen the Pistons do dirty stuff. I've seen the Knicks do dirty stuff. And you know what? I'm like, I better see dirty stuff. It's the Knicks Pistons. If I'm not seeing dirty stuff, then I would be concerned. But Knicks fans, you guys shouldn't be complaining about anything because do you see the shenanigans and tomfoolery that Jalen Brunson gets away with sometimes? Like that one, what is it, in game 2? He gets the foul on the 3 and he out here throwing his body into people. And I'm not even mad at Jalen Brunson for that. If you can get away with that stuff and these goofy officials and refs and rules allow for a player to do that, yeah. Shea, Brunson, they're so crafty. They're going to manipulate defenders and manipulate the rules to their advantage. All they have to do, if you don't like that stuff, all the refs have to do is not call that nonsense. Or what they should do is call it an offensive foul or a flopping penalty. That shit would get nipped in the bud. Damn, I'm trying to snap here. Like that. You know what I'm trying to say. And it's a slippery slope. Like Pistons fans are saying that, yeah, you know, the Knicks, they got away with that no call. And then Knicks fans are saying, well, what about in game 2? Josh Hart, dunk in the end. A lot of people are saying that should have counted it as an and one. If he got an and one, that would change the course of the game. And you know what? With the Josh Hart one, I'm glad they didn't call that either. It's playoff basketball. Let them play. He had a wide open dunk. He got the dunk. There better be a little contact. Toughen up. It's playoff basketball. It's ugly. Pistons, Knicks is supposed to be ugly. Everybody with these calls. And yeah, you know what? Sometimes it's not fair. Some games, officiating is going to break one way. Some games, it's going to break the other way. Some games, refs are going to be very sensitive and call a bunch of stuff. Some games, they're not. That's life. That's how officiating goes. So in conclusion, I know I'm wrong. I know technically I'm wrong. I get it. I know the NBA came out with their little 2-minute report, which, by the way, I don't know why they do that, because all that does is just throw the refs under the bus and piss off the team that got screwed over with the non-call. That's all that does. They should really keep it internal within the NBA, but whatever. It doesn't really accomplish anything besides pissing people off and throwing people under the bus, is my point. Anyway, I know I'm wrong. I know technically it was a foul, but I just think when you have a game that's that physical and tough and ugly and mean, to call something that is the antithesis of tough and physical to determine a game, it doesn't make any sense. You're going to have all these tough physical plays all game long, and then that little nonsense, that little ticky-tack nonsense. I know the NBA said it was more than marginal, but come on. Knicks Pistons here, we're talking. And you're going to call that soft little nonsense, and you want to end the game on free throws? Get out of here. Come on, Pistons. Come on, Knicks. We're better than that. But I know, I get it. I know I'm wrong. At least I admit I'm wrong. But I don't know. It just, call me old-fashioned, it just doesn't sit right with me to end a game on free throws like that, especially a game like that. And Pistons fans, you got screwed over, fine. You know what? Forget about it. Move on. Go into the Garden with a chip on your shoulder and kill them. You got to go into New York City and punk them. That's the only way. You got to go in with a chip on your shoulder. And when's Beef Stew coming back, damn it? Oh, and I forgot to add one thing. Pistons. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are aware of this, but obviously the powers that be very much want what? You know. They want Knicks Celtics. You know they want Knicks Celtics. You're playing against the Knicks, and you're playing against Adam Silver. So let me just end on that note. So, don't be surprised that you didn't get that call. But come on. You want to end the game with free throws? Come on. You guys are tougher than that. Go into the Garden and punk them. That's it. Goodbye.